Welcome to today's video. We're tackling a costly but fixable mistake: paying medical bills out of pocket because your secondary health insurance wasn't used. First, we'll explain how coordination of benefits works. Then we'll show you the exact steps to get your money back. And finally, we'll share prevention tips. Stay with me through the end for key timelines and a few quick quizzes to test your understanding. Here's the roadmap. First, we'll break down coordination of benefits, or COB. Next, we'll cover what to do if you already overpaid, and we'll compare provider rebilling with self-filing so you choose the best path. After that, we'll list the documents you need. We'll also highlight realistic timelines and follow-up routines. Finally, we'll wrap with a prevention checklist and key takeaways. Before we dive in, a quick disclaimer. This content is for educational purposes only and is not legal, medical, or financial advice. Insurance plan rules, timely filing limits, and provider policies can vary widely by insurer, state, and network. Always verify specifics with your provider's billing department and your insurance carriers. Now let's clarify coordination of benefits. COB determines which insurance plan pays first, known as the primary, and what the secondary plan pays after the primary processes the claim. If you forget to give the provider your secondary details, the claim might stop at the primary, leaving you with a balance you shouldn't owe. Understanding COB is the foundation for fixing an overpayment. Let's quickly review why overpayments happen. If a provider bills only your primary plan, the remaining patient responsibility may be incorrectly billed to you, even though your secondary plan should cover all or part of it. This is especially common with high-cost procedures such as endoscopies, imaging, and hospital visits, where coinsurance can be substantial. The key is to never treat a bill as final until both your primary and secondary insurance have processed the claim. And remember, many plans have strict timely filing rules, often around 90 days from the date of service, so time is a critical factor. Here's the process in flow. First, you receive care. Next, the provider bills your primary insurer. After the primary processes the claim, an explanation of benefits is issued. Then, the provider should use that EOB to bill your secondary insurer. The secondary processes the claim and sends payment to the provider. Once that payment posts, the provider must adjust your account and, if you previously paid out of pocket, issue a refund. There is also a possible branch. If the secondary denies due to missing the timely filing window, you may need an appeal or a provider reconsideration request. This flow clarifies why rebilling is the fastest route and why documents like the primary EOB are crucial. To fix an overpayment, take these steps in order. First, contact the provider's billing department and request a rebill to your secondary insurer. Second, provide your secondary policy details and ensure the provider updates your account with complete coordination of benefits information. Third, ask for the exact rebill date and any claim reference numbers, and record them. Fourth, verify the timely filing limit for the secondary plan. If you are near the deadline, request that the submission be expedited. Fifth, if the provider refuses or cannot submit, self-file the claim with your secondary insurer. Sixth, when self-filing, include the primary explanation of benefits, an itemized bill from the provider, and proof of payment if you paid already. Seventh, follow up every 2 to 3 weeks with both the provider and the secondary insurer, and maintain a detailed call log, including dates, names, and summaries. Eighth, set expectations appropriately. It often takes 2 to 3 months after a successful rebill for the refund to be issued, so put reminders on your calendar. Quiz time. What is the fastest first step to recover an overpayment when you forgot to use your secondary insurance? Option A. Dispute the charge with your credit card. Option B. Call the provider's billing department and request a rebill to your secondary. Option C. Wait for the secondary to contact you. Option D. File a complaint with the state insurance department. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is B. Calling the provider's billing department and requesting a rebill to your secondary insurer is typically the fastest and most direct way to correct the claim under COB and obtain a refund after the secondary payment posts. Here are the core documents and how to obtain them. The primary explanation of benefits shows what was paid and what remains. You can get it from your primary insurer's portal or by mail. The itemized bill shows service details, codes, and charges. Request it from the provider's billing department. Proof of payment documents how much you paid. This can be a receipt, portal screenshot, or bank or card statement. The secondary claim form is available on your secondary insurer's website or member portal. Finally, confirm your coordination of benefits details with each insurer's member services so the order of benefits is correctly recorded. Let's compare your options. Provider rebilling is typically faster if the provider agrees to submit the claim with the primary EOB to the secondary. After the secondary pays, the provider adjusts the account and issues your refund. This path usually involves less paperwork for you. In contrast, self-filing is your backup strategy when the provider does not cooperate or time is critical. You will assemble and submit the claim with the primary EOB and itemized bill and may need additional follow-ups. Self-filing is especially useful when you are close to a timely filing deadline. This timeline shows the common range. Shortly after the service date, ideally within the first 2 weeks, the provider submits the rebill to your secondary. Over weeks 2 through 6, the secondary processes the claim. Between weeks 6 and 10, the provider posts the secondary payment and reconciles your account. By weeks 8 through 12, refunds are commonly mailed or sent electronically. Schedule follow-up calls at 2 to 3 week intervals and watch any 90-day timely filing limits closely. Here is a practical prevention checklist. Keep photos of both insurance cards on your phone. Before appointments, call the provider and confirm that both plans are on file. At check-in, tell staff you have secondary coverage and ask them to bill both plans. After the primary EOB is available, verify that the provider has rebilled the secondary. Store EOBs, itemized bills, and receipts in a single folder for easy access. Finally, set calendar reminders for biweekly follow-ups and for any timely filing deadlines, often around 90 days. This sequence diagram maps the communication lines. The patient first gives secondary insurance details to the provider's billing office. The provider submits the initial claim to the primary insurer. The primary returns an EOB to the provider. The provider then rebills the secondary using that EOB. The secondary sends payment or a remittance to the provider. Finally, the provider refunds the patient if the patient previously paid. If the provider refuses to rebill, the patient can self-file with the secondary using the primary EOB and the itemized bill. Second quiz. You are self-filing to your secondary insurer. Which document is essential to include? Option A, a general appointment reminder. Option B, the primary explanation of benefits. Option C, a letter from your employer. Option D, a copy of your driver's license. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is B. The primary explanation of benefits is essential because it shows precisely what the primary plan covered and what remains, allowing the secondary insurer to coordinate benefits correctly. Let's cement the essentials. First, do not consider a bill final until both plans have processed the claim. Second, the fastest fix is to call the provider and request a rebill to your secondary. Third, the primary EOB is your foundational document for coordination of benefits. Fourth, monitor timelines because many plans enforce approximately 90-day filing windows. Fifth, anticipate a 2 to 3 month window from a successful rebill to receiving your refund. To wrap up, remember that coordination of benefits determines primary and secondary payment order. Overpayments often occur when only the primary information is used. Requesting a rebill to your secondary is usually the quickest path to a refund, with self-filing as your backup. Keep the primary EOB, itemized bill, and proof of payment accessible. Follow up regularly and keep a close eye on timely filing limits. Thanks for watching. If this helped you avoid or recover an overpayment, please like the video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more consumer-savvy guides. In the comments, tell us what worked for you or what roadblocks you're facing so we can help in future videos.